Alright, so my dear students, the distance between point A and B after substituting these values here in this formula, I carry on these calculations and finally I got 8.06 units. Now let's have another example. So my dear students, look at this example. This is example number 2. If the distance between the points A, that's K0, and point B, 0K, is 10, find the values of K. Let's write first formula. Distance between A and B is equal to, this is x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, and this is whole square root. Now in a similar way as we did some basic examples, we will substitute these two values and then carry on our process. Let's see, this is x2 here 0, x1 is k, 0 minus k whole square plus, then y2 is k and y1 is 0, this is k minus 0 and whole square, this is square root. Let's simplify. From this we will get only k square, and plus from here again we got only k square, and finally here is the step, square root of these two terms. And as we have given in the question that the distance between 2 points is already given, and that is 10. Let's write this value in the distance between A and B. We'll put 10 here, and from this we got 2k square, this situation. Let's squaring both sides. Squaring both sides, and we will get 10 square, and here we got 2k square, here is square root, and we will take square both sides. This square cancel with this square root, and this 10 becomes 100, and this is equal to 2k square. We want to find the value of k, so this 2 which is multiplied here, we will transfer to this side, and this will give us 100 divided by 2 equal to k square. Now this k square is equal to 50, and if we have square root on both sides again, for finding value of k, this is square root of 50, and ultimately we will get to the value of k with plus minus sign. It's 7.07. You can use calculator for this. If you use calculator for the square root of 50, you will get 7.07 answer. This is a next step of the use of this distance formula for finding unknown value. The basic use to find the exact distance between 2 points, and then sometime if the distance is given and you need to find the value of any unknown, use the same formula, plug in the values, write the value of distance below the value line segment, and then carry your calculation, and then you will see you get your value of unknowns. Let's see its extended example. Real little more application you can see. My dear students, let's have another example. This is example number 4. The distance between the points P 1 and 2t and the point Q 1 minus t and 1. This is given 11 minus 90 square root. We need to find the possible values of t. Let's have the same formula we're going to use. This is PQ, and this is x2 minus x1 whole square plus this is y2 minus y1 whole square, and this is whole square root. We will plug in these values. This is x1 y1, this is x2 y2 in this formula, and we will carry on the procedure of simplification. In place of pq, we will write this value which is given. So first of all, let's substitute, plug in these values. सबसे पहले हम ये values put करते हैं, then carry on this simplification process. So x2, here is x2, this is 1 minus t, and this is xy is minus 1, this is whole square, plus, and y2, this is 1, and y1 is 2t, 1 minus, this is 2t, this is whole square, and this is alright. Let's simplify a little. This one can be cancelled with this one. This is a positive sign, it's a negative sign, cancel, and minus t whole square, make it positive t square, plus, and here is 1 minus 2t whole square. Let's just expand as the expansion of algebraic expression a plus b whole square, or a minus b whole square. This is a minus b in fact. So this is 1 square plus 4t square and minus 4t, and again this is square root. This will be equal to, let's simplify the value of pq which is given. Distance is given here in this question. This is 11 minus 9t square root. And if we simplify this side, let's see, this will become 4t square. When we add with this 1t square, this will become 5t square, and 1 square is 1 still, and minus we have 4t and plus 1. This is simplified expression here, and we will put equal to here 11 minus 9t. This is equal to 5t square minus 4t plus 1 square root. We will square of this is 11 minus 9t square root, and this is equal to 5t square minus 4t plus 1 square root. Our last step was this. We want to find the value of t, squaring both sides. Squaring both sides, and we will get 11 minus 9t square root square on this side equals, this is 5t square minus 4t plus 1, this is square root, and square on this side as well. This square cancel with this square root, and we will have here 11 minus 9t, and we have 5t square minus 4t plus 1 on this side. Let's put all these values from this left side towards right side, and we will have 5t square minus 4t plus 9t plus 1 minus 11 is equal to 0. And this will give us 5t square plus 5t, and here minus 10 is equal to 0. Let's have 5 common from this equation, move towards factorization, looking at this quadratic equation, and we will get t square plus t minus 2 here minus 2 is equal to 0. Now we'll factorize this factor only, and this will be t square plus 2t minus t minus 2 is equal to 0. Implies that. Let's have common from these two terms to get one factor, and we'll take minus 1 common from these two terms. And here t can be taken as a common, so t plus 2 we will have here, minus 1 from here, and we will have t plus 2 from here. This is equal to 0. We got two factors, t plus 2 and this is t minus 1. The process behind is, because this factor is common in these two terms, I have taken this t plus 2 as a common, and rest of we have t here remaining in first term and minus 1 in the second one. And now this gives us second factor. We got two factors equal to 0, and we will put them separately equal to 0 to get the values, and t plus 2 is equal to 0, t plus 2 is equal to 0, or t minus 1 is equal to 0, and this will give us two values, t is equal to minus 2 and t is equal to 1. So these are two possible values of t in this whole process. This is application of distance formula in which we can find unknown in little extended form. Initially जितना आपने काम किया कॉन्सेप्ट को, बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए, उसकी जो एप्लीकेशन है डिस्टेंस की फॉर CIE एग्जाम्स, उसमें this is one of the level questions for ultimate preparation. And finally, in my final video about this topic that will be purely for the preparation of GCE final exam, inshallah you will find real applications at the level of CIE examination, and I'll try my best to give you a lecture in a way so that you must feel a good preparation in this whole video lecture. I assure you I will carry on these procedures for the rest of sub-concepts, and you will have this coordinate geometry perfectly prepared for the CE exam. So let P of x1, y1 and x2, y2 are 2 points. Then the midpoint is given by midpoint M, that is equal to x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and the second component of this point is y1 plus y2 divided by 2. This formula will give you midpoint whenever you need to find, and it's some application in CIE exam. Let's have an example. Let P got the quad. Let's consider example. Let's consider example, my dear students. This is example number 1 in midpoint. Let P got the coordinates 2 and 4, and let Q got the coordinates 6 and 8. Then find midpoint. Midpoint between P and Q. So here is the solution. And the solution is the midpoint M is equal to, this is x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and this y component will be y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Let's plug in these values. The coordinates of point 1 is x1 y1 and the coordinates of point Q x2 y2. Let's plug in these values. हम ये values point में substitute करेंगे और इसे simplify करेंगे. This will be equal to, this is x1, this is 2 plus x2, 6 divided by 2, and the second one 4 plus 8 divided by 2, and this will give you 8 divided by 2, and this is 12 divided by 2, and finally your midpoint is, let's have example for midpoint. This is example number 1 for midpoint. Given that point A, point P, let's have point P 3 and 6, and point Q with coordinates 2 and 4. Find midpoint. Midpoint will be equal to M. This is equal to, let's write first formula, then we will plug in the values. This is x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and here so y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Let's substitute points, components of point P x1 y1, and the components of point Q, this is x2 y2. We will plug in here in the place of these alphabets here, और उसे simplify करेंगे. We will simplify it, and x1, here is x1 3 plus, this is x2, this is 2 here, divided by 2, and 4 plus 6, this is 6, y1, 4, y2 divided by 2. Now let's simplify this. 3 plus 2, this is 5 by 2, and this is 10 by 2. Let's simplify it, and the 5 by 2 can be written as 2 whole number 1 by 2. I will convert it in mixed number. It's better just write up to mixed number here, and when we divide 10 by 2 we will get 5 here. This is midpoint between these 2 points given P and Q. And we will have one more example to touch its application. What kind of possible application can be there under this concept of midpoint? This is formula, my dear students, for midpoint. What you need to do is, when you think about coordinate matching, the second sub-concept is midpoint. You need to know its formula. Without it, you can't find midpoint. You need to write it down, plug in the values from the given question, and then carry on simplification in ordered pair form. You will get midpoint between the given 2 points. Whatever the points are, just write the point and then simplify. When finally you will get your midpoint. Let's have, my dear, example number 2. If M is the midpoint, 2 or 4 is the midpoint between the 2 points, point A and B, with their coordinates given, we have to find the value of unknowns K and M that's present in point A and B. This is a little application of this point of midpoint. We will write the formula first. Midpoint, that is equal to x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and this is y1 plus y2 divided by 2. We have given midpoint. We will substitute this midpoint here. This is 2 and 4, and x1, y1, this is x1, this is x2. This is 2k plus 4 divided by 2, and this is y1, this is y2, and here is 6 plus 3m divided by 2. Let's simplify a little. We will get 2, 4 as it is. Well, we just need to do is we need to equate them. This midpoint, because this midpoint is equal to this one, it means their respective components will be equal. That's why they are equal. Their component will be equal. What we do is we pick this x component from here and we put it equal to 2 like this. This is 2k plus 4 divided by 2. We will put equal to 2. x component को x component के बराबर रखेंगे और y component को y component. We put this y component equal to y component and we simplify it. And here 4 is equal to, this is 6 plus 3m divided by 2. Let's simplify, solve this equation to find the value of k. We'll cross multiply this and we will get 2k plus 4 is equal to 4, and this will give us 2k is equal to 4 minus 4, and this will be equal to 0. So implies that 2k equal to 0 and ultimately k is equal to 0. And then we'll simplify the second component. For m, cross multiply 2 on this side, we will get 8 equals 6 plus 3m. Transfer 6 to this side, we will get 8 minus 6 is equal to 3m. And from when we subtracting these two, we will get 2 here and 3m on this side. And to find the value of m, this 3 is multiplying here. When we transfer to other side, this will divide to other side. So m will be equal to 2 divided by 3. So only this sort of example is there an application area of midpoint. Distance of a line segment between 2 points, and after that midpoint, how to find value of midpoint when points are given, and how to find the value of unknowns when midpoint is given.
डियर स्टूडेंट, सब्सक्राइब बटन और बेल बटन को दबाएं ताकि मेरे वीडियोस आपको सबसे पहले मिल सकें।